Kawasaki recently invited members of our staff to the Badlands off-road park, located in Attica, Indiana, to ride their 2010 ATVs. While they didn't have their entire lineup on hand, the event included a number of machines, giving a good look at what Team Green has to offer for 2010. The morning started off freezing and rainy, the ground was saturated, and water holes were abundant. Fortunately, mud wasn't much of an issue thanks to the high sand content found in the soil at the Badlands. The first machine up was the Kawasaki Bture Force 750i. We've ridden numerous manufacturers' big bore machines, however, this was our first experience with the Big Brute. The fuel-injected 748cc V-twin engine features a single overhead cam design with 4 valves per cylinder. Power is abundant from the word go, it comes on strong right off idle and builds throughout the RPM range. The 750 has more power than most riders can possibly use out on the trail, leaving plenty in the tank for hard work duties or building a monster tire mud machine. The dual-range CVT transmission with reverse worked flawlessly all day, even after numerous runs through fender-deep water. While in four-wheel drive, Kawi has a limited slip front differential for easier steering. For extreme circumstances where front differential lock is necessary, Kawasaki offers their continuously variable front differential control. It allows the rider to progressively feed equal torque to both front wheels as conditions demand it. The Bture Force's double cradle tubular steel frame features pre-routed tubing and mounting brackets, allowing for easy winch installation. The dual A-arm front shocks are preload adjustable and feature 6.7 inches of travel. The preload adjustable dual A-arm rear suspension features 7.9 inches of travel, and the machine has 9.7 inches of ground clearance. Small to medium-sized trail obstacles are handled well by the Bture Force's suspension. While it's not quite as plush as some of the other machines in its class, it benefits by having less body roll in the turns, giving it a sporty feeling. The suspension only reached its limits when we were motoing through deep whoops, and overall we found its performance to be pretty good. Dual piston caliper disc brakes up front and a sealed multi-disc rear brake bring the Bture Force to a halt in a hurry. Kawasaki's electronically controlled engine brake control system keeps speeds manageable on long descents or when coasting into corners. But honestly, we didn't get much use out of it as we were usually hard on the gas, enjoying the potent engine performance. The Bture Force 750i could be the lightest feeling full-size V-twin with IRS on the market. At 652.7 pounds, it's in the same weight range as the single-cylinder Yamaha Grizzly 700 and Suzuki King Quad 750. Ergonomics on the Bture Force are pretty good, however, we found it to be just a bit wide in the middle between our knees. Other details include a fully digital instrument display, front and rear rack capacities of 88 and 176 pounds respectively, and the machine has a towing capacity of 1,250 pounds. Up next is the solid-axled Bture Force 650. The mighty Bture Force 650 is the ATV that started the V-twin craze back in 2002 when it debuted as the Prarie 650. Since then, the Bture Force has received a number of styling updates, but retains much of its original design, a testament to how far ahead of its time this machine was when it hit the market 7 years ago. Its V-twin 633cc engine, with single overhead cams and 4 valves per cylinder, is fed by dual 32mm Kian carburetors. We're glad Kawasaki stuck with carburetors rather than going to fuel injection and making the machine more expensive. The Bture Force ran crisp all day, and we never found ourselves wishing for EFI. As some of its competitors' machines approach 1,000 cc's, the performance of the 650's engine remains impressive. The machine launches out of the hole and flies down long straights, yet is very manageable in tight woods or work situations thanks to its smooth power delivery. The 650's transmission and four-wheel drive capabilities are identical to those found on the 750i, right down to the variable front differential control. The Bture Force 650 features McPherson strut front suspension with 6.7 inches of travel. The rear suspension is comprised of an aluminum swing arm and a single preload adjustable shock, delivering 7.2 inches of travel. The 650's ride is comfortable, however, its suspension action lies on the sporty side of sport utility. Through rocks and uneven bumps, it's not quite as smooth as the independently suspended 750i. However, the solid axle equipped 650's rear suspension handles whooped out trails considerably better at high speed. It's no wonder this machine is still a favorite for cross-country racing. With its solid rear axle design, the 650 loves to be pitched sideways and ridden like a sport quad. Surprisingly, the 650 didn't feel quite as stable as the 750i. Entering turns, the 650 was much more prone to lifting the inside rear tire. Kudos to the 750i. After riding the 750, we found the 650 steering to be a bit stiff, and actually pulled over on several occasions to make sure the machine wasn't in four-wheel drive. For rock crawling or in technical situations, the machine's handling was confidence-inspiring. Thanks to its sealed multi-disc rear brake and shaft drive, the swing arm-equipped machine retains a decent 7.9 inches of ground clearance. Complementing the sealed rear disc brake is a pair of dual-piston disc brakes up front. The independently operated brakes are assisted by Kawasaki's electronically controlled engine brake control system. The engine braking helps on long downhills, while the front and rear disc brakes offer excellent stopping performance. The 650 features a digital display with all of the usual information. It has 264 pounds of rack capacity and can tow 1,250 pounds. Heading into 2010, the Bture Force 650 is still an extremely impressive machine that offers some of the best performance for the dollar you can get in a sporty big bore utility. With its Realtree APG HD camouflage, the Prarie 360 Camo has the stealthy deepwoods look hunters will love. The 360 is powered by a 362cc single-cylinder air-cooled single overhead cam 4-stroke engine. The machine takes a healthy dose of throttle to get moving. Power output is decent, you just have to rev the machine to access the power. We feel the Prarie would benefit from more low-end power and a slightly quieter exhaust note. Impressively, the Prarie's transmission and four-wheel drive system share all of the features of the big Bture Force, right down to the variable front differential control. Some small-bore 4xs opt for more simplistic, non-lockable front ends, and Yamaha's Grizzly 350 doesn't even offer the benefit of low range. The Prarie has McPherson struts up front and a single swing arm in the rear. Sporting almost the same wheel travel numbers as the Bture Force 650 with 6.7 inches up front and 7.1 inches out back, the Prarie 360 can seemingly do no wrong. It has a comfortable ride cruising the trail. It can pound through deep whoops with a throttle pinned. Unlike some other manufacturers in this class, Kawasaki didn't cheese out when it came to brakes either. It has hydraulic disc brakes up front and their low-maintenance sealed multi-disc brake system in the rear, which are operated independently of one another. The Prarie even comes with Kawasaki's engine brake control compression braking system. For 2010, the 360's traction has been enhanced thanks to a new set of Maxxis tires. Rack capacities are 88 and 154 pounds front and rear, and the Prarie can tow up to 1,100 pounds. Looking back on our day at the Badlands, what started off freezing and wet turned into a great day of riding. But what else would you expect from a bunch of brand new Kawasaki's? To plan your next great day of riding, you can find your new Kawasaki ATV or side-by-side by visiting your local dealer or by logging on to Kawasaki.com.